It is done. I have done what you wanted. The homunculus glares at you and roars furiously.
This isn't what I desired, not to this extent. The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood, specimen. Your blood, my blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this.
The homunculus notices Mara's eye.
Draken Azriesh, after you went against the Archon of the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You show wretched incompetence by defying your masters.
My presence offends you, I see. Good. Mara's eye sneers and looks around. You have made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. Is this where you have kept the things that you dared not bring to the spire of the Reaving Tempest? It must be vexing, having to abandon it all as you flee the cult's wrath. One of Tervantius's limbs twitches and strikes blindly. Only Mara's eye's reflexes save him from a fatal neck wound. But the homunculus makes no further attempts to attack. He seems to care more about his substances and instruments than the insufferable Cabalite. Why do the witches desire my death? Stupid question, I know, but...
You humiliated them, monkey. Kikaros and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic monkey? You're my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority.
You should be careful what you wish for, Xenos.
And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them. You enticed one of the blood-stained proselytes to join the monkey's side, as the entire chasm watched. A slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, so you decided to spit in its face as well?
Oh, but there's more. I hope Kikaros and Sinistoria are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinates have lost the Cabalite who was sentenced to death by Nazrake himself. First, they decided to play at charity by making me a proselyte, and now they let me slip through their fingers. Oh, I wish I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences?
It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you failed me. All of you. Kikaros did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control.
So your original plan would have still had us all dead. You self-dissected creep. I don't care about Kikaros. You promised to help me get out of here. You hear mockery in the homunculus's voice.
Forget the old promises, monkey. This is war. My loyal servants are being slaughtered across the chasm. I cannot take any more specimens away with me, and the ones I have already packed are far more valuable than you.
Marazai's face suddenly changes, his mocking grin gone. He fixes his gaze on the homunculus, into the spire of the Reaving Tempest, to hide under the wing of Rimmerus, I forget, man, fucking elves. An Archon fallen into disgrace. What an imprudent choice. You should have run away from her and her troubles, unless you're somehow connected to her crime. Tervantius glares at Marzai.
You were not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now.
So what's the plan?
I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the Reaving Tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their score under the eye of my patrons, so the cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die, or go to the arena and try to kill Kikiros. Even if you succeed, you'll still die. The homunculus mutters furiously and haughtily. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last, I can devote all of myself to it.
So I managed to bring about your downfall after all, unholy spawn. Tevantius's voice is filled with loathing.
Your insight is astounding, specimen, but have you noticed that you have also doomed yourself?
Tevantius becomes so absorbed in his thoughts that he starts shearing off pieces of his own flesh with his scissor-like claws.
Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up this chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Kikiros, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I would be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinisthoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kikiros's fury. Do not return to the chasm. You will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time.
Jai turns to you with a grim smile on her face. Well, Shireen, I don't know if we should be celebrating our victory or our final moments. One way or another, we'd better get her get sloshed. No time like the present. Let's head straight to our hideout at the Shrieker's Dam. Since you're so intent on fleeing, you might as well release my companions. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. Some may still be alive, but do not allow them to use their abilities until I have left the anatomical opera. I have some new materials. Great. I must take my leave. With a weary sigh, the homunculus turns away from you, his knife-like fingers making an unnerving scraping sound. Tremendous. Well, back to the arena. Wait, activate the switch. Oh. Well. Great, one whole crystal. The prison-shaped Xeno artifact is made from a black metal that is oddly cold to the touch. The strange device has no visible seams, buttons, or holes. It does look like a stock asset, I won't lie. Increases rarity. Ranged attack distance by wearers. Well, tragically, we're not really using very many ranged people anymore, but you know. Wearer gains +10 agility and fellowship. Whenever the wearer wounds should be decreased to 0 for the first time in combat, they are restored to 50% of their maximum wounds instead. Well, I'm going to put that on Ulfar, because that will be extremely funny. If the wearer has 8 or more AP at the start of their turn, they gain +30% damage for the rest of combat. Okay, well, you know. That's pretty sick, but I don't think we have anyone that can do that. Newest. You know. Go get him. Might as well give this to you. Get rid of that one. Alright, what else we got? Great, awesome. Let's flip the other switches. This better not be a puzzle. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, well, never mind. Sometimes you just bumble straight into the correct answer. Please open it, thank you. At the start of combat, the wearer inflicts bleeding 5 on themselves. Whenever the wearer performs an area melee attack, they inflict bleeding on all hit creatures. This area melee attack also deals wearer's bleeding level additional damage. That's actually Marazai's ability, is to make himself bleed, and he gets buffed from it, so... Deals damage and has 100% armor penetration. The target must pass a tough test but become stunned for 1 round. Well, that's pretty exciting. Whenever the wearer dodges an attack, they become a priority target for the attacker until the next turn. Meh. So we'll put those boots on Marzai. You might as well have that. And you can have that since you're the more dodgy one. Great, now to the arena. Hey, you've insulted the cult of the Fatal First, outsider. You've insulted the fighting pit itself. The witches are longing for you to die. We got a big boy.
What? Yes, no! No. Hurry on. 30 seconds. You can be detected. I'm flying like that. Increase the menace. No. No. You can be detected. Not comply with this race. Stop this on the wood for such as. We got rules out of the bones. But all I find, the foe will return asunder. Give this ass to someone else.
You will pay with blood.
I have become the Alpha. More foes we can kill this.
Your death is approaching. Let them tremble. Down to the weak. And the only ones, my gosh. Okay. Take me up to you, this works. I'm ready for my comes. You will pay for this. How much? Woe to you. You have to challenge me. What is? My job tells me. It's a bad idea. Slow and painful is the way.
What? No. I don't think so. No. Increase the menace. Everything is being detected. No. Really not, sir. Increase the
The already familiar baritone calls out to you from the shadows. The key unlocks a door that will then lead to one that can only happenstance will free. Your chance I'll be. To me the bolts will cede. Your part comes next, to break the bonds and flee. To you, the merchant vagabond, I bring the gift of providence, but will you look? At the sight of Marzai, the Harlequin lets out a nasty chuckle. The trapper caught in the snares of his own make. The plotting of your play was up to snuff. But Nazrake rewrote the denouement, decided in the darkness of the wings amidst the somber spires and hunters' game. 'Tis wise to stop and once more check your knives, for that which glittered in your hand before you may now find a twinkling in your back. Marzai is squirming with rage he does not dare to unleash on the Harlequin here and now. He hisses through clenched teeth. All who have taken part in my downfall will be exterminated. And sooner than you thought, my merchant thief. Just like a drop of ink you fell upon the page before the play's dramatic end, wherein your own kin's blood you will see shed. Perform the lines required, and vengeance will descend upon the stage and play its part, and then away the spires on merchants' trade. Across the world's a perilous road you'll tread, and death you'll find there, or else a path to remedy your second enemy. Marzai digests the Harlequin's words in silence. At last, a shadow of the usual smirk flashes on his face. I hear you, Brennian. You have helped me more than once already, I am listening. Both opening and warning is my boon, your fate hangs by a thread upon a breaking tight. But, with a show of patience opportune, the merchant's certain death will turn to flight. You strode not into battle but a snare of guile and strife, a neatly woven net. Lust's mistress lifts her sword into the air, and baying for your blood her pack does set. So a dance a ring around oblivion, await a sign from night's own melody. Catch sight of it, and then make haste, be gone. One the yawning mouth, one leap is to set you free. So Kikaros is planning to kill me in the next flight, but you are ready to effect my escape. All I must do is survive the arena, I was going to say. Wait for your sign and run. You cannot possibly mean into a literal mouth, so you must mean for me to leap into the portal of some kind. Do I have that right? The Harlequin sweeps into a low bow, like an actor who has performed before a true lover of high art. He seems satisfied with your answer. The Xenos lays a finger over the mute lips of his mask and vanishes, as if to convey that your conversation is a great secret known only to the two of you and the rest of you that were still around. Sure did look a lot like he just ran away again, but, you know, who am I to question? Trash. Better than, you can't use it. Only Marzai, he can't even use it. It's all garbage. You. Okay. What about you, maybe, though? Okay. Alright, to the arena. An unfamiliar monster, even more terrifying than the previous one of the homunculus' servants, bars your way. Its voice is as dry as death itself. Master Tervantius sent me. The Master wishes for you to send Kikaros on a swift journey to She Who Thirsts. Do not expect a fair fight. This is your execution. However, Kikaros is incapable of adequately assessing whatever she fails to comprehend, and therefore you stand a chance, albeit a negligible one. Should you survive, do not return here. The witches will seek revenge, which is why the Master has already left the chasm and found new patrons. He suggests you do the same. So says the Master. The monotony and accuracy with which the monster repeats Tervantius' words reminds you of the way servitors communicate. Will you go to your Master now? The Master doesn't need me anymore. I'll go kill someone, get their pieces, and make myself stronger. Okay. Whatever makes you happy, man. Firsters, do you want to witness a great legend as ancient as Comora itself? I'll give it to you now. Behold the tale of Sir Lael the Exile, the succubus dethroned. Siriel was a mighty warrior of our cult, renowned and deadly. Her dance of battle was an enticing perfection of terror. But then a time came when an audacious apprentice supplanted Sir Lael, turned her servants against her, and drove her out of the Dark City. Go on. Continue. Don't keep us waiting. She wandered the webway's savage wilds, and slew scores of their terrible horrors as she fought for her life. In the legend, she slew them all and pressed onward, but our story will be shorter. Kill. That's it. I mean, there'll obviously be more coming, but this is surprising to just be starting with just this.
foes reek of cowardice. Die in this
Close. Even the monsters of the obscure sectors of the webway feared her and fled out of sight. Sir Lael's exile continued in solitude until a great faceless swordsman barred her way. He wished to test her. Go on. Continue. Just one snake? Just one snake? I mean, obviously he's not a regular snake, but still. Oh, we got reset back over here? How dare.
I challenge you, Captain. My instincts tell me to refuse. So it shall be. Feel the path of death. All train.
I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, that went well, didn't it? Bested by Sir Lael's hand, the swordsman knelt and recognized her skill. He was no mere mortal, but the god's creation with respect for all things flawless. As a reward for her victory, he offered Sir Lael a gift, the way to a place where she could claim her vengeance. Go on. Continue. In a forgotten fragment of the webway, she found a lair guarded by an ancient beast of immeasurable flesh. Sir Lael delivered blow upon blow, and yet her strikes could not diminish the creature's body or mute its roar. I see. Oh, just a grotesque? Alright. Roar, roar, rip, rip. Hell yeah, brother.
More enemies to face judgment.
Alright.
I come to battle. Don't dishonor the professor.
Not in my face. Face that deed is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Taking captains receive my second mission. I'll do it. Combat seconds. You will not. I'll do it. Don't be difficult.
So shall it be. Whose hand is thunder, my wrath is ruin. None can do
Yeah, close.
out of your bones.
The beast of immeasurable flesh fell, for the infinitude of its being was no match for the needle of Sir Lael's focused will. She rammed the beast through, pierced its heart, and ripped it free. That heart was the black crystal of Sika, the bestower of power.
Yet another monkey to lay horror away.
With Sika in hand, Sir Lael returned to Comera and brought down those who had served and later betrayed her. She came to the threshold of her arena and shouted the name of her apprentice, the one who had once dethroned her. Right. And here her apprentice did. The succubus Sinistoria answered the challenge and descended the steps toward her. And took Sika, the bestower of power, from her cold hand. Ooh, a pain engine.
Scum! You don't belong in this galaxy!
Alright, we got a little bit more this time.
It's not me. I'll be your prisoner. My tells me to have Justice is weak. And the Emperor wants my act. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. This is unacceptable. Justice is weak. I'll do it. I'm working for the
Woe to you. God's fire become your father's body insolence. See all the fire that's not like my flesh is ruined. I don't like that.
I'll do that with all You'll get the copy. I've got all the cards. You will never in blood.
So it shall be. Who's me? What is it to use? Not the fire become your father's body insolence. You will strike. God's fire still has it but not death. Give this dance to someone else.
You will never in blood.
So shall be.
You will never in blood.
Woe to you. Fire enemies.
I'm not afraid of the path. It is wisdom. I may have it. I'll see to your I refuse. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Self-defense is a good offense. Their death would be easy.
The wolf is unarmed. See now what is this? And it's gone. Wolves will attack his mother. Flesh is ruined. I will have bruised out your bones. Still has it but not death. One of those weak cowardice.
I'll review the real thing. What's that? I'll get that. No get the copy.
God's fire become your father's body insolence. Wolves may. Don't be so the wolf with such as. See how the wolf succeeds.
I'm not afraid of the path.
I must finally pray.
What? I won't compromise my principles. Who's not me? I'm sensuous. Just like it. I'll return the vein tenfold. But that is not the Emperor's will.
I challenge you, damn it. Such a party disgrace. I don't like that. None can do this better than a warrior of your father. God's will. What if you have this wicked son of thorns?
I'll the price.
All the roots are your foes if you refuse. So shall I become your father's warrior insolence.
Now that you're right. I'll make happen. I'll give you the real sense of your words. I'll see you personally.
Nothing unrecovered. Wolves reign. See how the land is thunder. Like a disgrace. God's play. So it shall be. Don't be so the wolf with such as.
Don't be a little like
Close. Rip her to shreds and offer her remains to the cult. With me, my merchant vagabond, make haste to
Is there money to be made?
but
I can't lose.
no. No. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is very important. I think that's better than... You can use this, right? Yes, that is better than the one you have. Let's just equip that right now. There we go. Alright, let's go.
In the dust.
Wait, Marzai was supposed to get the last hit, wasn't he? Fuck. Oh well. Hopefully he's not too upset. At the end of the turn, the wearer gains stacks of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies they hit during their turn. Whenever the wearer is the attack of an opportunity, the attacker becomes blinded for one turn. Meh. I think Ulfar is wearing something better. He can't even wear them, yeah.
Let us not dawdle.
Ooh, try the strange drink. The liquid burns your mouth and leaves a taste of decay on your tongue after you spit it out. Well. Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
Wait, I do have a trauma, don't I? Oh, that's permanent. You've got one. Yeah, that one's pretty bad. We should try and get rid of that one right now.
I'll take it from here.
Great.
Is there money to be made?
What's over here? Okay. Oh, whoops. Well, maybe not. Sometimes it does just bring up the text box for no reason. The elegant red-haired Xenos takes a sip of her wine like liquid, and gives you an appraising and somewhat surprised look, then smiles and says to the Xenos standing next to her, "What's this? New playthings, no doubt? And here I thought the Raving Tempest was intending to offer up your paltry cabal for our entertainment." The tattooed-covered Drukhari she is addressing, who is absent-mindedly sticking serrated needles into his own gums, scoffs in response. What a horrifying thought. "The poisonous whisper should learn to live up to their name, lest the cabal of the wounded skies live up to theirs and make you bleed upon the dark city, you sharp-tongued pest." Marzai turns his head, looking around the room and grinning in fiendish delight. "This is one of the satellite towers of the main spire of the Reaving Tempest. What luck! Ymurus's throat is that much closer." Oh, it's her, not Kikaros. "But first I have to deal with my sister's pathetic guests." A bestial growl comes from behind you. "Did the jester bring me here to listen to these dung-ridden beasts practice their meager wits? These blithering Xenos are making me angry. I'll kill them." Ulfar, well, study the two Xenos. The symbols on their armor are different, indicating that these two belong to different cabals. If their venomous glares and thin smiles are anything to go by, they are ready to go for each other's throats at any moment. "So which of you is worthy of getting the first taste of my pain, and which one will have to settle for the scraps?" "You belong to the wounded skies. I'll help you remember the name by burning it into your eyeballs." The wounded skies are always so hasty and eager to rush ahead, they fail to notice the daggers being shoved into their backs by more worthy aspirants who are offended by their witlessness. The red-haired Xenos gracefully places a hand on her weapon, and the male Drukhari mirrors her gesture. "I see you two have not wasted your time in the Dark City, and you have properly studied our way of thinking." Smirking contentedly, Marzai places his hand in his blade grips. Ulfar throws back his head and lets out a terrifying howl filled with longing and the cold promise of a swift yet painful demise. The sound of it leaves no doubt in one's heart that bloodshed is now inevitable. You hear the footsteps of Xenos coming from the terrace, and their voices brimming with anticipation. "Stop the reinforcements, bar the entrance." Alright, bye. Man, this is a combat-heavy section.
Are you challenging me?
Take what I need, it works. And there you go. We can make this. I'll do that. We're ready to
No one is on the hunt. I'll tell you what happened is. Let me tell you what I mean. I don't like that. I usually tell me to refuse.
I'll make no comes. Oh, yeah. I refuse. You know me. It's good stuff. I'll make it happen. I'll take it. You will not let it run. You don't know. Let them tremble. I bring it mine. Whether your terror, that is my face, my blood. Those fighting for me. I will not kill anything. You are my what do you? That is for the weak. I'll do it. I'll refuse. At the end of the month, I act. I can get it. You get it. You got a problem. I'll get it. Me? It is first. What do you think?
Suppose we don't do this.
You will get it in blood.
See how the wolf succeeds. My instincts tell me to refuse. Give this task to someone else.
Let's make some excuses. I'll be your governor.
I'm a vessel of pain, I am his master.
You're not doing it.
No, keep going, that's right.
The only thing the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor commands, I act. Tell me, execute. You are doomed.
I hunger for battle.
Ulfar's so overpowered, dude. It's crazy. You are staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it does not enjoy it. It just kills, finding no joy or delight in doing so. It kills because it is its nature. The Emperor protects warrior. From beneath the veneer of bloodthirsty indifference, something resembling a living emotion surfaces on the giant's face. You hear words breaking through the wall of bared teeth. For the All-Father. Ulfar's bristling, fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives way to a grimace of weariness and grief, and shame. What just happened to you? The malice of the wolfen beset my heart, and nearly consumed it forevermore. What kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost you your sanity? It is the breath of the frost that chills the bones. It is lightless malice born of despair. The curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things, and hate with too much heart. Too long have I been. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches. A shameful fate for the All-Father's warrior, and shame is what scorches my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, that yet another Xenos had set me upon his throes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it. So my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. Blind destruction. No thoughts. Head empty. No regrets. No purpose. To be a beast, not a human. A sweet temptation for a lone wolf. You have people to fight for. People who need you as you are. A warrior, not a beast. The All-Father, Roos, my brothers, I belong to them. I am their blade, and this blade will never break. I suggest we go and see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. Yes, where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Eldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament the darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels, black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way to your imprisoned kin in a tempest's cage. This accursed jester back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I will rip out your useless tongue. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that he is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus wore the same. At the top of the spire. They're all there. Help them, Abrenian, and help me. Take me away from here, when it is all over, soon. At the Farseer's word, Marazai's face stiffens and he opens his mouth, but to no avail. The Drukhari appears to have lost the power of the speech. Oh. Disdain you will not. Will I with a refusal. Disdain you not will I with a refusal. Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave to me realities, Farseer, and dreams I'll give into your worthy hands.
With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. My visit here was part of your plan. Everything has gone as you wanted it to. You may applaud my disappearing act, the Reaper's fatal steps I did conceal, from eyes that dream of blood so wildly craved. For unbeknownst to them, death merely moved into another hall in harmony, with inmates' steps and night's own melody. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath, the black eye holes in his horned mask, once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. Even flesh-speak is more efficient than the speech patterns of this Xenos. Hypothesis: the elucidator machine spirit has been affected by the pernicious influence of this place, and is producing distorted output. I seek permission to conduct a technical survey. I'm surprised that anyone can understand a thing he says. I stopped listening after the first sentence. Now I'm just waiting for the Lord Captain to decide on whatever it is. What was he doing here? I assume he was a valuable prisoner? The executioner lost interest and blithely tossed the toy despised aside, proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies. He let the rabble tear into its scraps, and tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with every one extolling his largesse. What do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? Comora's ancient law was boldly spurned, and too despoiled were Kudarok's remains. The Tempest's mistress, spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest, and though the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with a coruscating flame, the interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Comora waits, Comora tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief. A dancer, make strife poet, guileful knave. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes, when Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last a duty will perform, and then the first will move, her exodus enact. When Harlequin's voice fades, the silence is broken by a torrent of untranslatable but highly expressive Xenos profanities. Marazai has regained the power of speech and is using it to curse someone's kin and progeny. Farseers! Yimmerus brought Ashrani Farseers to the Dark City. You stupid, desperate shrew! If this news reaches the... Oh, but of course it's reached him already. You, a Brennian. You came to Comora to inform Vect of my sister's crimes and rescue her prisoners. The Harlequin makes a jester's bow. I am revealed at intrigue's curtain torn. The puppet master deigned to briefly let me be the crosspiece of his artistry. That tweaks and tugs the strings for dance and death to Tempest's mistress. Vanish, I do say. I've fashioned from your shackles a garrote. Your burning wrath, my thief, direct her way, and forth you'll see the fruits of vengeance brought. The accusations of consorting with Monkey are such a trifle compared to an attempt to bring about a disjunction. If only I had known it, had Yimurus not managed to keep it a secret from me. Marazai shields his eyes, contemplating something. I wonder how many times Nazrikai cursed himself for not overthrowing Yimurus at the Obsidian Court when he had the chance. He had unknowingly spared the one his ruler had condemned. Hardly an excuse that would help him at his next meeting with Vect. What's so bad about Yimurus imprisoning the Farseers in the Spire? The webway in which Comora resides is fragile. A ripple of the veil can breach its boundaries and cause a disjunction, an incursion of Salamthresh into the streets. Each such occasion is an ordeal that weakens the Dark City, and those capable of piercing the veil are banned from the spires. Of course, there are madmen who try to exploit any disjunction and the ensuing chaos to take down competitors and move up the food chain. It appears Ymurus decided to wait for an opportunity, but not to wait for an opportunity, but to make it happen herself. Very well, just one more reason to finish off Ymurus. I had enough reasons even without this revelation. Hey, Marag, I'm one step away from starting to see my expulsion from the Cabal as a blessing and not a punishment. Nocturne of Oblivion watches the raging Drukhari with obvious amusement, but his interest barely lasts a moment. Why are you even interested in the fate of this dead Farseer and his fellows? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm enlisted me the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not at home amidst dark walls, it yearns to sing, and I do hearken long. Its elegy by name Oblivion, a cradle I'll bestow, where may this song evermore resound in endless echo. It seems the Xenos is trying to save the Farseer and their spirit stones at the behest of another, whose reasons are known only to them. All you have to guess now is if the laugh of jest undying that gave the Harlequin this message is a living creature, a philosophical principle, or a fragment of his deranged mind. How is all this connected to my escape? Strive up to the sky the thieving storm has built, its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest's plunder hoards are buried there, and captives' riches trophies all within. Amidst this cache a gate to real space find. Pass through to freedom tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought and steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift and get you gone. Let's not bring the Shriekers, you know? I don't feel like that's a great idea. Thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. Saying nothing, the Harlequin vanishes in a blue shimmer of air. The horned mask disappears last, with vicious laughter drifting out from beneath it. Alright, so let's do these level... Actually, no, let's shake down the bodies first, because that's much faster. Okay. Basically, do you two have anything? Well, this is two-handed, though. Yeah. Fuck it, get it out of here. Okay, open it up again for some reason.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
None of you are gonna have anything, I'm sure. Not even gonna check those. There's so many of them that they're obviously not going to be useful. Great, now let's level up.